Alright, I don't know who else is undeafened and unmuted, but
I am ready. I have everybody waiting on the blindfold screen right in front of the Piranha map.
fog. Nobody's blindfolded in mine. Y'all in the DM screen, you guys can see all the secrets. And it's so silent. I haven't started my music yet, but we might as well.
I got old time medieval Renaissance music playing right now.
Hell yeah. I hope you have some, like, combat music and other stuff ready.
I did it! Hold on!
It's not gonna be combat at the start, don't worry.
Oh my god, I just oh no, I'll be fine. I have some battle music too, but they're all covers, so I think it should be fine.
I have so much random music. I don't know. We'll see how it goes.
Alright, I'm here. I'm just pushed to talk.
Sounds good.
Y'all
Sounds
boss
good.
gets muted. I apologize in advance. Haha.
My VOD might get muted. I'm gonna test it out right now.
Wait, why don't you have your Twitch track going why don't you have your VOD going through a different track?
Because the music's fun.
That's fair. That's really fair.
True.
So I was
Plus, I know that Rose's music is all gonna be non-copyright and she's gonna be uploading it to her YouTube. So you should be good there. At least to have one with no music. Yeah.
So I was making a
so.
title for the stream, and then all I see after I get done, Alex made a title, so I had to copy it and redo it.
Oh, gotcha. I just saw in Discord it popped up for you, the Among Us.
Yeah, I'm not playing Among Us.
I don't know if Rose's.
I'm not removing the blindfold until everybody's
Hello.
here.
Yep, and then Con is still deaf and muted, so we will wait for Con. Seiji yoinked first.
Hi boys, sorry about that.
No worries.
Hello.
Alright, we've got everybody here, yeah?
Yes, yes.
Yes, sir.
Yeah,
Nobody's yoinked the first in mine yet.
It's a free yoink.
Uh,
Alright, I'm hella hyped for this. Okay. Not nervous at all. Alright.
let's go.
Let's go. Let's
Let's
go.
go. Getting us started. Alright, so you guys all can see over on the map, you guys are all from the land called Epirana. I'm gonna say that's how it's pronounced. It is a land of vast cultures and peoples of various personalities and backgrounds. The cities are prosperous with large populations living through the land. The people are living in a time of relative peace, though crime and corruption are still abundant, and some areas are less regulated than others. One of the primary trade routes is often targeted by thieves, leading to the loss of resources and the death of many travelers taking those paths. And so to assure safer passage along the trail, many merchants now travel together in large caravans to prevent that loss. You all have joined this caravan for one reason or another and have been traveling on it for some time. And the journey itself is usually around 3 months, traveling from Avonia to Judale. You guys are about halfway through this journey. There's over 100 people traveling in this caravan with you, of different statuses, carrying different resources, merchandise, and things like that. And you guys are journeying about halfway through on this lush green mountain trail. The forest is a tapestry of nature's artistry, where vibrant hues of green dance with the whispers of the wind. Majestic trees stand tall, with the gnarled trunks wrapped in verdant robes of moss and ivy. Sunlight filters through the canopy, casting a dappled glow upon the forest floor, where wildflowers bloom in a riot of colors. The air is alive with the scent of pine needles and damp earth, carried by a gentle breeze that rustles the leaves. The forest itself is a symphony of life, where the songs of birds, intertwined with the chatter of squirrels and scampering rabbits, it's a place of peace and serenity. And in a moment, each of you blink, shutting your eyes for less than a second, only to open them to a world of complete darkness. You feel like you're existing in a dream, though you're certain you're awake, with the memories of the forest from only a second ago lingering in your mind. And as if you have opened your eyes, the world has brightened around you once again. But you no longer feel like you're floating in that void. You see clouds above you briefly as you feel yourself falling until you collide with the freezing torrent of snow that is pummeling down a mountainside. I need you all to make a dexterity saving throw.
Oh goodness.
Oh, no.
And now I gotta remember which map.
What dice is that?
Oh, wrong one.
It would be a d20, and you add your saving throw modifier.
I got a 12.
That'd be a 15 for me.
12, 15.
How
Let me
do
make
I
sure
roll?
that If you were on, what are you rolling on?
Beyond.
On Beyond, you can either click on. There should be like a dice thing in the bottom corner. You can click on that to roll a d20, or you can click on the dexterity saving throw itself, and it will roll that with your added bonus.
Okay. Oh. 20.
Wait, hold on. So on D&D Beyond, I just click on Dexterity and it'll add the bonus for me.
Correct. But for dexterity saving throw, make sure you select it from the saving throw because usually those bonuses are a little bit higher.
Oh. Mine was not a saving throw. Actually, the modifier is the same, so I just use that. 15 for me still stands.
15, that's pretty good.
I rolled a 16.
15 for me.
Man, y'all have good decks. Alright.
We may be squishy, but we flexy.
Alright, I'm getting off push to talk. I'm too confused.
You're good, no worries. Which character is this? Oh, I didn't get a name. Oh, this character doesn't exist, that's right.
So that means I must have rolled a 14, but then I see somebody dex. Just trying to figure out how to roll with that.
Let's see.
To be honest, I might just use D&D Beyond from my phone as well. It's a lot easier.
I just have it open on a different tab and I keep alt tabbing.
Alright, so I'm guessing it's a 16 then?
16?
Like, I rolled the dice and then I seen other people roll it with the plus modifier and I'm trying to figure out how to do that.
So if you roll your dice, your plus modifier, I can help you find that real quick. My internet's not struggling at all with all these tabs open. Your plus modifier for dexterity is +2.
So yeah, it would be a 16, right?
If you rolled a 14, yeah.
Okay.
We all got some good rolls.
Knowing audio.
What did I get? Con, what was your roll? Sorry.
Mine was 12, I believe.
12. Okay. So you did land a little bit further back than from the others. Not that much farther, though. You guys all managed to land fairly safely, surprisingly. And you're pretty much on the surface of the snow. Looking out around you as you guys are, laying down in the snow, you do notice a few other people around you and broken, though not too far away from you, a cart that is in the middle of the snow there. What are you guys going to do?
I'm going
We
to.
should probably check if they're okay.
I was gonna say, I feel like we should check if everybody is okay first and foremost.
I'm going to put on some extra clothes because I'm not dressed for the weather.
I didn't bring anything.
I was just gonna check on the cart.
I will say, none of you know who the other people you are looking at is. None of you know each other. You have seen each other perhaps around the caravan, but you don't know who each other is.
In that case, I would like to say that Yumino runs to the closest person to him to make sure that they are alright.
Okay, so that would be
That would
probably
be Desmond.
either Desmond. All right.
Hello.
So if you want to describe, like, you run up to Desmond, you pull him out of the snow, help him dust himself off.
So I run up to Desmond, and I notice that he is stuck in the snow, almost buried completely. So I run over and I grab his leg and pull him out. And as Desmond exits the snow, I ask him what happened and what he remembers.
Ah, well, first and foremost, thank you very much, kind stranger. I only saw white. That's it. It's probably the snow, or maybe it was my mind. I'm not sure. All I know is that you saved me, and I'm very thankful. Thank you.
Oh, no problem, young adventurer. Do you suggest that we go to another person and see if they're all right?
Ah, yes, let's.
While this is happening, my character is sort of dusting themselves off as much as they can, and just trying to take in their surroundings and just trying to observe where they've found themselves ended up, in a sense. But they're being very apprehensive and trying to stay somewhat away from the group for now.
As Yumino and Desmond manage to walk away from the landing zone that they have been thrown to, we make our way down to... What is your character's name? Because I can't see your character's name.
As far as you know, my character's
my
name is
bad.
Gale.
Is Gale. Okay. So, me and Desmond, as we get up and we start walking around, we notice that Gale is kind of keeping distance from everybody. And as we walk to Gale, we come across Lockery.
Are you just gonna leave Lockery?
I mean, yeah, we can. I was only instructed by father to protect the caravan.
And since we haven't quite seen what Lockery looks like, the person you're crossing, Lockery, will you describe what your character looks like?
Oh god. Describing. I always struggle with describing.
Just a generic.
Oh, pink hair, kind of tall, has a look of confusion on his face, and kind of seems like a mix of confusion and anger. I think that's the best I can do.
Yeah, that works.
Okay.
Are you gonna do anything as they pass by, or are you just gonna chill in the snow?
I'll just chill in the snow back to where I started.
Fair enough. And since we haven't gotten the description on your guys' characters as you guys met, Yumino, what does Yumino look like?
Yumino is a taller wood elf that comes from the range of the Brundling Peaks. They are short-ish haired with blonde hair, and they have very light padded armor on. Very, very light jewelry as well. Just in one earring and one necklace that was gifted to him from the tribe.
And they're assisting Yumino, Desmond. Would you like to describe yourself?
Desmond is a typical bard with very bright violet and blue leather clothing, which is kind of like a tunic. He has finger gloves. He always brings his lute with him. At the backside of the lute, there's a signature, and it's just a shortened name, Desnot. And he's wearing a hat with feathers, just one feather, and he has a very nice mustache.
Sweet. And then you can continue. Traveling past
You are
Lockery, you guys head
coming,
over
stranger.
to the other person sitting in the snow.
So actually, I have have a quick question. I wanted to offer Pakri one of my rations to help ease his anger and undoubtfulness of the situation. Can I offer Pakri one of my daily rations?
Yes. How would Lockery react to that?
Good.
It's a very fair response.
Fair reaction, yes.
A very fair response.
Thank you.
Saya Lakri, I would like to give you one of my daily rations in hope that it eases your uneasements and anger of the situation. Would you mind accompanying us to over to Gale on the other side of the caravan?
Sure. How do I unflip myself?
Press F while
just-
highlighting it.
Yeah.
And as they're approaching, I'm sort of just like dusting down my sandals and the sort of wool wrappings around the bottom half of my legs, just wiping off any kind of excess snow and looking over for any kind of injuries that I may have picked up on the form. But yeah.
And you can explain what you look like as they approach
Oh,
you.
yes. Okay, so what you see is a 5'6" human who has a sort of old western jacket with a hood pulled over the head. They have brown eyes and very sort of like not very well put together clothes. It is more wearing what they could afford. Yeah, that's that's what I have. And yeah, they also have their flute on their back, which surprisingly didn't break.
Magic. So you guys approach, you see this person standing before you, dusting themselves off in the snow.
Hello, fair traveler. My name is Yumino. I come from the Brendling Peaks. I have been tasked with protecting this caravan. I noticed that you were standing off from the caravan and wanted to come over and introduce myself.
Greetings, Yumino. My name is Gale. I very much appreciate you coming over. I do apologize if I do sort of outlandish, it's unfamiliar territory for me, so I do apologize, but I appreciate it nonetheless.
No problem. No. We just wanted to make sure that you were okay after that fall. I do notice one other adventurer standing a decent bit of ways from the caravan. Do we want to walk over there and see if they're all right?
Sure.
Sure.
Yeah,
We need to take a look.
I do think in this very frozen landscape that staying together is going to be our only choice of survival at this rate.
Okay, so you guys all wander back over to the other person across the way, passing by the cart. Rose, would you like to describe your character?
Slightly affronted at the fact that these gentlemen did not come to approach her, she's very apprehensive, though slightly grateful because they are, in fact, a large group of gentlemen. She is a rather petite half-elf with very long, slightly curling black hair, very blue eyes, and she is not dressed for this weather, so I'm desperately trying to cling to my cloak, and as you approach I'm very apprehensive, but I do say, hello, my name is Rosmila, or Rose or Mila, or whatever you prefer. How did we end up here? It is, it's quite cold.
As I walk up to Rosalie, I notice that she is shivering, and I ask if there is anything I can do to assist her, and then I state that all I know is I closed my eyes and I woke up laying in a field of snow, almost covered up to my head in it.
Thank you for the offer. It's... oh, yes, it is cold. My cloak should be fine, but... oh, where... does anyone know where we are?
If you would
To
all
anyone,
like
bring 'em
to
out.
make a history check, can see if you recall this location or anything similar to here. Or a
Um,
survival check if you would prefer, that's fine as well.
That's just a D20
Yes.
again, right?
That would be a 26.
That is a 27 total.
Jeez.
rolled a 20.
Y'all are smart as hell, bro.
Not
We
me.
may be squishy, but we are smarty.
I just rolled a 21.
Holy shit.
Brawn cannot necessarily compete with brain.
Y'all gonna be brains of a fun. And Pakri, what did you roll, you said?
I rolled a 6.
6. Alright, so
Yeah.
that is understandable. So, Lockery, as you looking around, you are entirely lost. But you don't really assume anything entirely out of the ordinary. You're just like, alright, this is a new place. As for everybody else, getting over 20, bro. You guys recognize that this is definitely not a place you've seen before. This is entirely new, and you have never seen this much snow in your life. Rosamila with the end, Gelvi over 25. You guys can guarantee that this is not a place at all common. Definitely not anywhere near where you were. It's not like anywhere that you've located. This is not. You're almost positive this is not Eprana.
Oh boy, we are
Oh dear.
quite in a pickle, ladies and gentlemen. Whatever shall we do? In what direction should we travel?
I believe we should
I
try
feel
to
like
make our
we
way
sh-
down the mountain.
Did we check the cart for any supplies?
I think it would be
Ooh,
smart
that's
to
a
check.
good idea.
I think it would be smart to check the cart for supplies. I don't think we could live in the frozen wasteland without them.
So while not completely straying from the group, Gal is also trying to sort of distance and also, kind of keep to themselves as much as possible without straying. But we'll also go to check for supplies.
That's completely fair. As the ranger of the group, Yumino takes post on the top of the caravan, searching over the area for any dangers that lie ahead.
Yumino, would you like to make a perception check?
I will. Give me 1 second. That is going to be a 16.
16. Give me 1 second. With a 16, you can see from there is nothing around you but snow. It is a vast wasteland of snow. You don't see any other living thing. You see some rocks from the mountains nearby, but you literally only see snow.
Do I see any sort of rocks that look like they might be relatively newly fallen or placed there by a different person or human? Do you want me to roll another perception check?
For looking into that detail, yeah, go ahead and roll another perception check.
A 24.
24. You can see that all of these formations actually are just natural. Nothing looks like it's really been touched. There are some fallen rocks you can assume from the avalanche that you were just a part of, but it doesn't look like anybody has set foot out here in any time.
In that case, I stay upon the top, just keeping watch while they search the caravan.
As for the cart is half submerged into the snow. You are on top of it. That is fine. It is half submerged into the snow. It is partially broken. It doesn't look like it is being held up very well right now. Who would like to search it?
I can.
Okay, would you like to
Good.
make an investigation check?
I can.
Gale will also check.
Investigation. And that would
is
be an
a-
11.
And that is a 12 from me as well.
I'll search as well.
I'm sorry, what was... Rose, what did you say your roll was again?
11.
11. And then somebody
Mo-
said 12 and...
Mine was 20. I don't know what to add for it.
For investigation, on your character sheet,
Oh
In
wow,
the
mine was an 11.
11. Okay, in the character sheet, there's like the section that has like acrobatics, animal handling, all that kind of stuff. Investigation is one of those. And I have your page up still, Lockery.
Oh, okay, so
Yours is a +4.
24. Then
24. So, Rasmila, you're the first one climbing in to investigate around. You are somewhat struggling to get inside, and so the others come to kind of assist you to search around inside of there. More trying to keep you from, falling too far into the cart, getting buried in the snow. You do manage to pull out and pass on to the others with their help 2 50-foot ropes, a water skin with some water in it, though it is starting to freeze, 3 blankets, a bedroll, 10 candles, and a tinderbox. Those are the things that you see, and they help pull you out. However, Lockery, you notice down in the cart, although it is partially buried, a small box that you jump in and pull out of there. And it has a lock on it, and it seems like it's maybe glowing from the inside as you take it out.
Can I roll a magic sense to see if there's any sort of like presence or essence coming out of the box?
Yeah, go ahead and roll Arcana. If Lockery is making it visible.
I am. I'm gonna roll as well.
Okay.
I rolled
Yeah.
a 16 on Arcana.
16 on Arcana. What's your roll as well, Lockery?
12.
12? Okay. So with the 12, it doesn't seem like you're picking up anything magical. With the 16, however, you can tell that, like, you're positive that there is magic coming from inside of this. However, you can't seem to sense it, as whatever is inside of it, the box seems to be blocking it.
Did we just find out what's inside and smash it open?
Do you really
Yumino
think that's
feeling
a good
this-
idea?
Yeah, you can do that, but I think I'm just going to stay just a little bit further away.
Oh, good.
Just
Yumino being
Well, yeah.
extremely unrelenting in sensing magical energy, dashes over to Lockery and takes the box and runs away and smashes the lock away from everybody. Let me roll. What would you like me to roll?
That's a great question. So you were trying to take the box from Lockery. Lockery, are you letting him just take the box?
No, I want to smash it open.
So in that case, if you guys want to do a strength contest,
Gentlemen,
So go ahead
do
and
you-
roll
do
first,
you really
right?
believe it's a good idea?
And it's still the same D20.
yeah, roll a d20.
I got an 18.
I would say, Lockery, you can do a saving throw, strength saving throw.
Oh no.
18.
Sorry, I'm still trying to figure out these dices.
No, you're good, you're good.
Because I haven't been able to do what they've been doing with... Alright, I think I figured it out.
While
No.
he's getting the rolls, Yumino looks at Lockery and proclaims that he can sense the slightest bit of magical energy coming from the box and doesn't feel safe opening it around the caravan and or other people.
What would you say to that, Lockery? Although I know you're
Oh,
rolling your dice.
There we go. Figured it out. 16.
16.
Yes. I just want to know what's inside. Aren't you a bit curious?
I will say that Yumino has the upper hand here and is able to pull the box out of your hands. Although if you would rather try to persuade him rather than just yoink the box, you can do that as well.
Okay, now.
But you
It's not-
do have the grip on the box.
He
It's
has a
not
grip or
good to
I have a
fight.
grip? understand that it's not good to fight, but as you didn't sense any magical energy coming from it, and I sensed ever so slight energy coming from it, I do not think it is very safe for you to open it or be around anybody else when you open it, in case something has been laid into the box, in case it is a trapped chest that was being transported.
Oh, no worries. I'm simply here to just persuade people to just, talk like gentlemen, of course.
One
But,
tragedy today is enough.
Yumino does have a point.
I got a proposition. I won't smash it open, but I want to be there when you smash it open.
That is a completely understandable request. In that case, should we move away from the caravan? I would ask that you set the box down and step approximately 10 foot back.
Ooh, this I gotta see. Ooh.
I'm going to go ahead and roll a strength.
You can do strength or an athletics check, whichever you prefer. Practically the same.
Strength or what?
Athletics. I know that there's.
I rolled a 15 with athletics.
15. We're going to be using a lot of little red. So, and you are trying to smash it open how exactly?
I'm using one of my daggers to swift strike the lock on the box.
Okay. Yeah, so with that then, yeah, you swipe the box, the lock easily breaks, and the box is open. It doesn't entirely smash apart, but you do get the box open.
Can I roll a perception check to see what's inside the box?
Yeah.
Oh, they've done it.
23. I got a 23.
23. 23. You can't tell what is inside the box since it is still closed, but you can sense the magic coming from it. It's not overly familiar to you, but it also doesn't seem malicious in intent.
Sire Lockery, what do you suppose we do here?
I can take all the risk and open it and see what it is.
Do you have any formality or any formal training with magic defense?
I believe I do. I've been studying magic for most of my life.
Then I would suggest that you take the lead and go ahead and open the box. I'm going to step away from it.
Curiosity would beat Gale as he just edges a little bit closer just to inspect what's happening. He's very curious about what's going on here.
Yumino also stands guard from a safe distance, ready to strike.
Okay.
All right, what do I roll?
Are you just opening the box?
Yeah.
You can just open the box unless you're trying to do it in any certain way. If you're just literally going over to open it, then you can just open it.
All right, I open up the box. What do I find?
Inside the box, you reveal a very nice, like, casing. If you can imagine, like, jewelry boxes, how they have the, like, soft fabric inside kind of cushioned. That is what you see inside of the box, though it is a little bit torn now that it got smashed open. And sitting in the center of that is an oval-shaped gem. It is large enough to fit inside your hand. It's about 5 inches long, and it is glowing just faintly red. The gem itself is red as well.
I go to pick it up.
Okay, yeah, you pick it up.
Told you guys there's nothing wrong. Could have smashed it open.
And I still feel safer behind the carriage.
Sometimes violence is the answer.
In the instant that Lockery picks up the gem, Yumino walks over and asks if he feels any different.
I just feel like I picked up a big stone. Do I need to roll anything?
I mean, if you want to do like an insight check on yourself, you're more than welcome to.
A 7.
Yeah, you feel great. You feel like you picked up a stone.
Yumino would also like to roll an insight check for Lockery.
Yeah,
Like,
go ahead.
Yumino's looking over him.
Go for it.
I got a 6, so yeah, he just picked up a stone.
Yep, totally believe him. He just picked
I
up a
should
stone.
probably try to roll for insight check for him as well.
ahead.
Desmond approaches Lockery and roll for insight. 13.
13. Yeah. Lockery looks like he picked up a stone.
Fucking hell!
I'm looking at the stone.
He
It
picked up a stone.
glows.
Damn.
How would you describe the roughness of said stone? Is it smooth or is it?
It is a finely cut stone. It looks like it was cut intentionally. Like it is a carved gem, but it is just a simple oval like shape. It's got, the divots that a carved gem would have kind of thing. It is
Yeah.
very nice, very high quality.
Have I ever seen
You-
anything like this before?
Yumino asked to see the gem. Lockery, can I please have the gem?
Shiny.
I understand it's shiny, but I would like to use my magical prowess as a wood elf to see if there's anything connected to the gem.
Here you go.
As Yumino takes the gem, he looks further into it and into himself to see if he can distinguish anything attached to it or coming from it. Insight check?
I would say insider investigation.
We'll do investigation. I got a 19.
19. So this type of magic, you do sense that seems to be a type of almost teleportation magic, though not one that you yourself have dealt with before. It doesn't seem like the stone is actively going to be doing anything. And it is drawing a connection, though you don't sense anything overly familiar about the stone itself.
Okay. Yumino hands the stone back to Lockery. And
Shiny.
after handing the stone back to Lockery, I walk over to the caravan and I start rummaging through it by myself to see if I can find anything that would look like it connects to or is used with the stone.
Okay, go ahead and make an investigation check.
A 5.
So it looks like after everybody's been like investigating it and been inside and out of it, it's already kind of crumbling. You do like know that you recognize this cart as being one of the merchant's carts, but you don't know who the merchant was. The cart itself just seems like a generic cart, and it's starting to break on you, so you quickly get out of it to stop searching it. So you don't find that much.
Can we take parts of the cart to use as firewood?
If you'd like.
Yumino starts to
that
cut
is a
the
good
cart
idea.
up and make firewood.
I would
go ahead and make a
Desmond
survival
reluctantly
check.
joins.
Survival
problem.
check.
Survival check if you want to turn the cart into firewood.
Would Yumino have told everyone else about what
5.
the stone would have been, or the gem would have been?
18.
No, Yumino didn't say anything
Okay,
about what
okay,
the
okay.
stone was.
Gotcha.
And I rolled an 18. We're
18 for
taking
the
apart
firewood.
the cart.
Who else was making a
I
survival
also
check?
rolled an 18.
Nice.
I rolled a 5 for survival on firewood, but I would like to roll another survival for taking the tarp of the caravan and using it for Rosaline as warmth and protection from the outside elements.
Okay. So you want to kind of set up a makeshift tent kind of thing?
Yeah, something to block the wind and the elements.
Yeah, go ahead and roll another survival check for that. As for the firewood for both of you, you guys are easily tearing this cart apart. You guys salvaged more than you thought that you could. Some of it is a bit wet still from being in the snow, and you guys are doing such a great job that Yumino just kind of looks at it and goes, "You know what? They got this," and you leave it to them.
I do leave it to them. I rolled a 12 on a survival check.
A 12. So yeah, you start to set up a sort of makeshift tent to help block the elements. It seems to be up. It may not be the most durable. The wind kind of, makes it billow a little bit, but it's functional.
Do you guys suggest that we all gather around the makeshift tent / shelter that I've just made and discuss what we do with the gem further?
Anything to get out of the cold.
Oh, yes, sure.
I'm not too sure, but I think it's probably the best idea for now. Yeah,
Okay.
Yeah.
Good. Direct us to the tent. I cannot see with all the whiteness.
I don't know where the wind is blowing from. Can I roll a perception check to figure out what direction wind is blowing, or is that just something that we learn?
Perception or survival?
A 21 on perception.
The wind is blowing from this direction.
Ah,
Okay,
Gotcha.
so
okay. The wonder was going
I
blind.
gather all of the materials and I walk far to the east behind this mountain range to somewhat block the wind.
Right. Desmond follows suit with all the fire on hand.
And it's a wonderful thing that you guys started to move. You guys are bringing the firewood, setting up the tent. As you guys are walking, you are noticing that it is starting to get a lot colder, a lot quicker as the sun is starting to go down.
So, survival check for starting a fire. firewood?
Yeah.
A 13.
Survival. 13. It does take a little bit of time. The sun is almost entirely set, but you do manage to get the fire up, and you guys can comfortably sit around the fire with the tent. You're relatively blocked from the elements. It's not the warmest, but you're not going to freeze to death either.
You guys hungry? We can cook something.
Ooh, what's on the menu?
Rocks.
We can
I don't
cook
know.
something.
Yeah, I don't know what we have.
Sorry.
so-
I'm vegan.
I do have a quick question though. I have,
Yes.
because I chose a thieves backpack, I have a bag of 1,000 ball bearings. Am I allowed to split those 1,000 up?
Yeah.
Okay, so into the fire that has been created, I throw 250 of my ball bearings into it, in hopes that if and when the fire dies, the ball bearings will retain enough heat to keep us through the night.
Ooh, that's a wonderful idea. Yeah, you
Very
can
smart.
definitely do that. And I will say, so that way I don't forget right now, they will stay warm and heated for quite some time afterwards. So you can use them as put them in your hands with gloves and you can keep yourself warm.
Perfect.
Since the
Uh,
sun
so
is going
as-
down,
Very
should
nice.
we make camp?
I think right here's a fine space for camp. We're shielded from the wind for right now. We have a nice little tent up. Would we like to try to progress the tent and make an actual camp?
I do believe it might be best.
Yumino walks back towards the caravan and starts to collect more wood.
Okay, since it's already been picked apart and that kind of stuff, you can easily grab some and bring it back.
I would like to go exploring to see if I can find any, forest fruits or veggies. Food.
Make a survival check.
Okay. 12.
12. Yeah, as you are looking around, you're not seeing any sort of vegetation. You're not seeing any trees. You see the rocks for the mountains, but even then, there's just nothing around to grab. It's just snow.
So let's
Oh
hope
wow.
we all have some food on us because all I can see for a while is just rocks and snow.
I have rations.
I have rations as well, but I would like to try one more thing before we succumb to just sitting in camp overnight. As Yumino is sitting around the fire, he reaches into his pack and pulls out a single arrow, takes out a flask of oil and some of his rope, and fashions a fire arrow. He digs into the ground about midway into the canyon, as far down as he can go, and lights the arrow on fire, comes back to the hole, jumps down, and shoots the arrow into the ice to see if there's anything under it.
So you're just trying to dig down and see how far down like the snow goes?
Yeah, essentially. See if there's anything under the area.
Gotcha. Go ahead and since you're using your bow, make an attack roll. Although, yeah, go ahead and do that. Just roll the d20 to attack. You don't need to roll damage.
Hold up, this is new for me. Where's the attack roll?
If you're on D&D Beyond, you can see your weapon. If you have your weapon equipped, if you don't have it equipped yet, just go to your inventory and equip it. If it's equipped, you should see hit/DC beside the weapon in the actions tab. And then that one's the attack roll. The damage beside it is the damage for that weapon.
I rolled a 18.
18. So yeah, you shoot the arrow, flaming arrow down into that hole. 18. And it goes quite a ways. The snow is very, very deep, very thick. As you get towards the bottom, you can see that it looks like there's perhaps like some dirt down there, not any vegetation or anything. It doesn't look like anything that you can like gather.
Okay.
And the snow itself is extremely deep. It would be more difficult to dig out anything to search for stuff than it would be to just stay on top of the snow.
All right. I make my way back to camp and I sit down, exclaiming that there was nothing down the hole but a bunch of snow and then dirt at the end, but nothing worth gathering. Does anybody else have any plans?
I just keep thinking of the stone. Like, there has to be some purpose. Maybe we could find a way of using the stone to get out of here.
Yeah, I mean, at some point we're gonna have to move somewhere. We just can't stay here. Maybe we'll wait until early mornings if the wind isn't blowing as much, and then we can travel a certain direction.
I do believe travelling at night is not a good idea, so I agree.
I do think we should stay here for the night.
Agreed.
Okay.
I
While we are waiting, I have my lute. I have it tuned. Would anyone like to listen to some tunes?
That would be lovely.
I will listen to the
All right.
tunes while I make the rest of the shelter.
I'm gonna dig
Okay.
a hole so I can sleep in it, because all I got is a blanket. So I'm gonna make myself a nice cozy hole and cover myself up with it.
We did find 3 blankets in the carriage. Would you like one?
Well, let's see. Well, altogether, there's 5 of us. You're not really have much on you. I feel like you.
I have
more
a
than
bedroll.
likely than
I reach into my small bag at my side and I pull out a giant bedroll and proceed to stomp down the snow and roll it out.
Giant bougie bedroll.
Desmond prepares to sing a song, but decided it would be best to just preserve his energy for anything else than singing. So he Can I roll a performance check?
Yes,
So I
I was
could
gonna
listen to-
say if you'd like to make a performance check.
Okay. 23.
23. Yeah, with that, as you are just playing the music, though it's just calm and soothing, it does ease your mind, and it helps to ease everybody else's minds as well as you guys sit fantastic around the fire.
Listening to Desmond's song, Yumino gets up and starts working on the shelter, as trying to block as much wind and snow from getting in as he can.
Go ahead and make a survival check.
A 9!
Uh,
I'm sorry, guys, we're freezing tonight.
What did you do?
You are trying to make it better. You're trying to make the camp a little bit warmer. But the song is distracting, and you're enjoying listening to it so much so that, you know, it's blocking some wind, but you're like, good enough.
I see Yumino just focusing on the music. I would like to take over and make this area better.
If you'd like to maybe give him a help action.
Help? Which one would
Yeah,
that be?
so go ahead and roll a d8, and you can add that to his roll.
A D8.
As Desmond is playing, Gilby kind of sits next to the fire and starts to warm his hands up. But you can tell that he's become very easily entranced in the music, and kind of closes his eyes, and seemingly gets lost in thought for a little bit.
So that would be a 17 then.
17. So then, yeah, you help Yumino focus a lot more, and you guys are all very relaxed. Kelby's enjoying the music by the fire. Rosamiela is being kept warm. You guys are all very comfortable and relaxed.
Can I draw out where the shelter had taken place?
Yeah. Yeah, you guys can draw whatever you need to on any of these maps. You're more than welcome to.
From the depths of her bedroll, I hold out a rather expensive-looking bag of candy and ask if would anyone like a piece of candy?
Yeah, I'll take a piece of candy.
Right, here you go.
My hands are full, but if you could toss it up to my face, I could try to catch it.
All right.
I need to roll for acrobatics.
Yeah, I was gonna say roll for acrobatics, and Rosamiela roll for athletics to see how well you toss it.
Oh goodness. That would be a 3.
3?
I'm not very good at throwing things. I'm sorry.
Oh, I got an 11. Whoa.
11. Okay. Yeah, so Rosamiela, you toss it, and it is a bad throw. It doesn't land very far from you. With an 11, Desmond, you lurch, reach out for it, try to get it, try to catch it, and you just kind of end up falling over in the snow, entirely missing it because her throw was awful.
I'm terribly sorry.
Oh.
I didn't mean to.
Oh, all good, all good.
Where did it end up?
Sorry.
It's just in the snow. You can see the little hole where it fell in.
Gail steps, gets up and goes to retrieve it.
It hasn't been 5 lifetimes. We could pick it up.
5-second rule.
And it's frozen, so nothing's growing on it.
Make a quick investigation check to see if you can find it.
Okay.
It should be easy.
That is a 12. 18.
Oh yeah, easily. You grab it out of the snow, pop it in your mouth.
While the rest of the
supposed to be mine.
group is doing whatever they're doing, having condolences and friendly time with each other, Yumino backs off to the corner of the camp and walls himself in with ice to take his stone tablet out and start meditating.
Okay. Yeah, you can set that up easy enough. I'm sure the others, you guys notice him over there meditating. And yeah. Are you all just going to then rest and relax for the rest of the evening?
I was still gonna dig that hole.
Oh, you're
I
digging the
Sleeping.
hole, yes.
I do believe I
One
will
last
study my
thought.
spell book.
Okay.
Gale will get his bedroll out and make a little sort of indent in the snow to lay it down. But he sits still next to the fire for quite some time and kind of just stares like it's almost as if he's staring like through the flames of the fire. And yeah, he's gonna spend some time doing that, just sort of getting lost in something.
Are you alright, Gail?
He doesn't hear. He is completely in his own little zone in a way.
And Lockery, would you like to make
Yeah.
your, I'll say, survival check to dig your hole?
That'd be a 15.
Yeah. 15, you dig the hole easily enough. You have a nice little hole carved out there.
I just peek my head over the hole, above the hole. It's like, I got a hole.
Goodness.
So you guys are sitting around the fire, relaxing for the evening, dozing off to the sounds of music, meditating, reading your books, sitting in your hole, and staring into the fire as you listen to the pleasant tunes. Throughout the night, you all eventually doze off, aside from those of you who don't doze off, who can't doze off, and are watching over the camp. I know that two of you, I believe I wrote down, do not sleep. Would you both like to make a perception check for the night to keep watch over the area and the others? That would be, I think, Yumino and Rosmila.
Yeah, Yumino finishes meditating and breaks down his wall of ice, coming out. Noticing that the others are tired, he takes watch at the front of the camp, and I will roll what?
Roll a perception check.
I got a 7.
7. As you start taking watch, yeah, it's cold. It's snowy. It's
It
quiet.
sucks out here.
Wow.
Okay, me as well?
Guys,
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm equally watching them and the landscape. I turn around and let us see. My roll is going to be an 8.
An 8.
You did say perception, did you not?
Yep.
Yep. Yes, then that would be an 8.
You are watching the others, and the others look great. You don't want to leave your bedroll. You are cold, and you don't really overly want to look around, and you're like, you know what, it sounds safe. It's good enough. Seems safe. Yep. But you all spend the evening, nothing really happens. As for the watches, you just see as the sunlight does start to peek over the hillside again, it finally starts to warm up a little bit as the day is starting to break. The fire, you guys have kept tending to it throughout the night, so it's still keeping you guys warm. The tent is still up. The wind is just blowing it a little bit. It is starting to lightly snow. Nothing like blocking view or anything like that. It's just very, very light snow. coming down as you all wake up again in the morning.
As the sunlight comes over the horizon, Yumino comes back into the tent, or into the camp, and grabs 50 of the ball bearings and stuffs them into various pockets on his armor.
Wouldn't that be hot?
Yeah,
Fish 'em
helps
up,
it warm.
man.
Well, yeah, it's hot, but the fire burned out a little bit ago.
Yeah, you can easily do that. Add those in, keeping yourself warm.
I then look to the other 4 adventurers in the camp and I ask if they are going to do the same or if I can put them back into my ball bearing pouch.
I wouldn't mind taking some. It is very cold still.
I am fine. I love the cold.
My hands are freezing. I could use some ball bearing. Yes.
As I put 250 into the fire at the start of the fire, there are still 200 left for you guys to distinguish and use upon for yourself. Feel free to take them.
I will take 50.
Yeah, Gale wakes up and looks like he's had a restless night's sleep, but he also takes 50 as well.
I will take 20 for each ball.
All right, so that nets me. That nets you 60 left. I take the 60 out of the fire, making sure that Lockery doesn't want any. Just one more time.
I'm good.
Upon hearing the denial, I put them back into my ball bearing pouch and start to smother out the rest of the fire.
Okay. Yeah, and you guys are all very warm. You smother out the fire. I assume you all have figured out something to eat, or are you all still very hungry?
I have rations that I'm willing to share.
I also have rations I'm willing to share.
I also have.
Ooh, that'd be lovely.
Also,
Hey.
Lockery, don't forget that I gave you 1 ration to ease your anger and uneasiness at the start.
I ate half of it already, so I still have some.
So make sure you guys remove at least 1 ration if you guys have given out others. That kind of thing. Just to help keep track of the rations that you do have.
I'll give Gale a ration.
Thank you. I appreciate that. Yeah.
I also have some water if anybody needs some.
Ooh, water.
And
Wouldn't it
I
be
forgot to
frozen?
mention, did you guys write down the things that were in the cart, or should I put that in Discord?
2 50-foot ropes, 1 water skin, 3 blankets, candles, and I didn't catch the last thing.
Here, yeah, I will put it in Discord. That way you guys can see what all things were inside of there. Split it up to be how you would like to. But, yeah, so you guys wake up. What are you guys going to do for the day as after you guys, like, finish eating, looking around? It is still just a snowy wasteland.
I finish eating, and I notice that Rosemilla, that's her name. I called her Rosaline. Rosemilla still doesn't have proper clothing for the cold. And before we start to leave, or before we start to disembark, I take the cloth that we had used to build the shelter, and I hand it over to Rosemilla.
I might be able to fashion some shoes. It's honestly what
Would
I'm
you like
most
to
worried
try?
about. I would. I have a sewing kit.
All right.
I also, upon hearing that she's going to make shoes, I take the spare leather chest plate out of my inventory and hand it over to her.
Okay. Rosemilla, go ahead and make a... Usually this would just be done with a kit and add... I don't remember which one.
Would it be a performance?
It would be not quite a performance. Go ahead and make a... like, roll a d20 and add your wisdom modifier to it.
And Did you say wisdom?
Yes, wisdom modifier.
14.
14. You are able to make a pair of shoes. They are better than what you were wearing. But I would not say that they are the best shoes either. They don't entirely fit. They're not like exactly perfect, but they function. At the very least.
I guess that's all I can ask for. Thank you very much for that. I do appreciate it.
I do have some leather in my bag that could help. Like, I forget what I said. I can't.
If you want to hand over like leather or anything to her, you're more than welcome to. Yeah.
Here you go. Here's some more leather.
Thank you. Is it soft leather? Is it what kind of leather is this?
I would just say kind of rough.
I would like to try to make some makeshift gloves.
Yeah, go ahead and do the same. Roll again, a d20, and add your wisdom modifier.
Oh goodness, that would be a 10.
A 10. They're a little bit more scuffed than the shoes. They're a little uneven, but they do cover your hands.
Very nice, very nice.
Hey, DM.
Yes.
Could I make an investigation roll real quick?
Sure. Can I ask what it is for?
It's just to so I know whether I should bring something up or not.
Gotcha.
Okay. 16.
What are you trying to bring
In
up?
regards to the oh no, never mind. I just realised that it won't work.
Okay.
No, yeah, sorry.
Has anything happened to the stone since overnight?
No, it is glowing the same. Though, let's see, you guys moved in that direction. That direction you guys moved, it is just ever so slightly dimmer.
Very interesting. Could it be a compass of some sort?
Lockery,
Lead us out of the friggin' cold.
Locker, I do believe we should try to take it back towards the carriage. Maybe this is a sign.
I agree with you.
That is a start. Let's get moving.
Upon everybody walking, Yumino equips his cloak of elven kind and uses stealth to stay hidden amongst the group.
Make a
This
stealth
is
check.
very cold on this side.
"21."
21. Yeah, you can easily stay hidden, kind of maneuvering through the group. Basically, if you were to cross something or someone, you wouldn't be noticed immediately. As you guys get closer to the cart and you're watching the gem with some kind of idea, you do notice it does get ever so slightly brighter.
I'm gonna walk, since that was... walk kind of this way.
Mm-hmm.
See if the gem or stone gets any brighter. And,
I'm sorry, can you point out which way you were going again? Oh, down at like that angle? Okay.
yeah, kind of like over here
Yeah.
somewhere.
All the hands.
I just want to make sure over here in this direction. Yeah.
This way.
Okay, so heading in that direction. It does seem to be getting a little bit brighter.
So
It's very
guys,
faint. It could be a trick of the eye, but it does seem like it's brighter than it was.
so I think we need to head this way if we're going to trust the stone.
That is a very large if.
If.
Hearing Lockery say that we should walk this way, still being hidden and still being in stealth, Yumino climbs up to the top of the highest peak that he can, and scouts out the area ahead.
Make a dexterity check, or it could be acrobatics or athletics if you
20,
like.
23 on Dex. Do you want me to roll 2?
Yeah, you. No, that's fine. You easily can climb up to that location, and then go ahead and make a perception check to see what you see. I just wanted to see if you fell down the mountain.
17.
Hello.
17.
Ah.
Yeah, climbing up high in the direction that you're looking, although not quite directly down in that direction, you do see very far off in the distance, what looks vaguely like it could be something, some kind of civilization or something, though it's hard to tell from here. But it looks like it's more in directly an eastern direction, as opposed to the southeastern direction you guys are heading currently.
As as Lockery says, walk this way. Gale kind of hums to himself and goes, "Walk this way, talk this way," and he gives Lockery bardic inspiration.
And to add bardic inspiration, just so you guys all can know, there is an inspiration section on D&D Beyond. It is right by your guys' HP. You just click that and it'll show you have an inspiration dice. And to use inspiration, if you don't know, it adds a D8, I'll say, or I think it'll specify what it adds.
Mhm.
What does it say for
Yeah.
yours? Is it a
as
D8?
action, they can hear you gains an inspiration die 1d8 for 10 minutes. The creature can add it to one ability check, attack roll, or saving throw.
Yeah.
This can be added after seeing the roll, but before knowing the outcome.
So I click it to say I have an inspiration.
To have inspiration, yeah. So for the next 10 minutes, you have inspiration. So if you make like an ability check or if you make like a check of any sort, you can add a d8 to that roll if you think this roll is going to maybe need some help.
Okay.
So upon the check of the area, Yumino climbs down the mountain and comes out of stealth, and explains to the group that from the morning until currently, he entered stealth to watch over them, and explains what he saw in the far distance to the east. As I was up on the mountain, I saw not a huge city or civilization, but what looks to be a smaller civilization, very, very far off to the east, but it doesn't look like we can get there going the direction that we came from.
So the stone is leading us in some sort of way.
I would believe so. I would believe it did. We walked southeast from the caravan towards the direction of the city, and it seemed to light up a little bit brighter. How about we walk a little bit more towards the east, like over here, and see if it lights up even more?
Is a good idea. Only one way to find it. Let's go.
As you guys do that, heading more east, it does seem like it is brightening a little bit quicker than it was in the direction you were going before.
What do you guys say we do with this information?
I'd say we should try to head to that town, or follow the stone and see where it
Yeah,
leads.
I personally would say to follow the stone.
Is there any sort of path? I don't know if I can make it over the rocks.
Yumino climbs back up the mountain and tries to look for another path that we can follow.
Okay. Make a perception check.
17.
Yeah, you can kind of find a path that would be easier for everybody to climb up the mountain. It seems like it's a decent path, and you are all easily able to go across it. So you're all traveling east towards that town?
Yes.
Okay, so as you guys travel, really quickly, I'm gonna ask you guys to blindfold so that I can make sure that I grab the right map. I'm just gonna scooch you guys over there real quick.
I can't see.
I don't remember which one it is. Is it this one?
Darkness.
It is. Okay, cool. Just had to make sure. I don't want spoilers or nothing.
The world goes dark again.
All right. You can unblindfold. And
See,
you guys
the
are
very
traveling.
Oh.
You guys travel quite a ways until you come across this town. Now, this town, this picture, I understand, doesn't look as snowy as perhaps it is. This town is encased in snow. But there is somebody living in it. You do see people traveling actually around in the town down there. Very few, but you can see where there would be paths carved out in the snow where footprints would be. And you see a few people in the town itself walking around, though not very many.
I put my cloak of elvenkind back up and go back into stealth.
Okay.
I would like to follow the stone.
And
Okay.
because I have to roll every time I equip the cloak, I rolled an 18.
Perfect. I was gonna ask for that survival check. All right, 18. Yeah, you are hidden.
My first order of business is to find somewhere that sells clothing, but like a cloak, a better one.
Quick question, how do I flip my person back over?
Click
F.
on them and push F.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah. You can also right click
that's
on
it.
it, and flip is an option that you can do as well.
Oh, okay, that's cool.
And
But
if I
yeah,
type
since-
you guys' name wrong, right click and you can type in the name as well. If I typed it wrong, I was in a rush.
But yeah,
all
since
good.
we're in town, I thought I'd just look around and see what I can find with the stone's direction.
Okay, I mean, the stone, as you're heading into it, it does seem to be getting brighter as you're going through the town. Are you, like, switching directions in the town, like getting closer to buildings and walking away from them?
Yeah.
Or... Yeah, so as far as
Pretty
you can
much like-
tell, none of the buildings seem to be making it light up more. It just appears to be the direction. Even as you walk towards, like, the end of the town, it is just continuing to get brighter leaving the town. So, nothing in the town is drawing its attention.
Desmond simply follows where Lockreed is going.
Okay. And Rosamila, you said you were looking for a clothing shop. Do you want to make a perception check?
Yes.
I'm still pronouncing your character's name wrong.
16.
16. With a 16, you can tell that most of the shops here appear to be closed. Almost everything appears to be closed. The people are looking just as cold as you are.
Alright.
Is there anywhere that we can tell that there are people?
Yeah, people are walking by, sort of looking at you oddly, but they are just rushing off to get to buildings to stay warm.
I would like to roll to see if there's an inn.
Go ahead and make a perception check.
That would be a 17.
Yeah, with a 17, you actually notice that, like, the building that it seems like several of the people are heading towards, it looks like it could be an inn.
So in stealth, Yumino has an idea, and I decide to jump on top of the statue and use magic sense to see if there's anything suspicious or magical in the town.
Make an acrobatics check. And then an arcana check.
25 for acrobatics.
And you said magic sense. I'm sorry, is that a thing? Does that have a description?
Yeah, one second. Wait, never mind. That's the wrong cloak. It's a different cloak. Okay. So I just jump up there and I look over the town. I got a 25
Okay.
on acrobatics.
25, yeah, okay, you easily get up there. And then looking around the town, you're looking for magic specifically, correct?
Yeah, any traces of magic in the area I can find.
Okay, go ahead and make your arcana check.
I got a 10.
A 10. It doesn't seem like there's anything standing out here. Nothing overly magical, though. Yeah, no. 10. Yeah, nothing magical. Nothing out of what would be ordinary, I suppose.
I guess we should start by asking around for the townsfolk.
So Yumino jumps down off the statue and starts walking with the group, still cloaked.
Okay. You guys can see, I mean, there's people, like I said, they are walking by. There's people going inside of one building in particular.
Would it be this building? Or is it, which one would be that?
Yeah, it'd probably
Or
be
this
this building. This
Okay.
larger building here.
Okay. So Gale sees everyone heading towards there and just instinctually heads over towards this end as well.
Okay.
I would like to ask
You head
someone before I
inside.
go in.
Like somebody passing on the street.
Yes.
Yeah, you notice somebody walking by. How would you like to get their attention?
Excuse me, could you tell me what this building is?
And the guy stops and looks at you, sort of oddly. And he says, yeah, this is the town's inn.
Thank you, sir.
What are you?
What do you mean?
He looks you over again, looking very confused. And he just says, are you an air ganassi? I've never seen somebody like you before. And you can notice from him, you have seen his kind before. He is a water ganassi, which is a specific type of race. He looks sort of like, they are a genie type race. He himself has blue skin, a sort of like mystical watery presence around him. And he's looking at you like you are just an absolute, he doesn't know what you are. He doesn't understand. He is beyond confused.
I'm a half-elf.
A half elf? What's that?
I don't know how to describe it. I'm half human, but yes, half elf.
Human. Like humanoid. I mean, we are humanoids too. Are you from one of the other islands? Like,
we're from Esperona, but where are we exactly?
I've never heard of Asprana. You're on, I have to find the name again. You're inside of Tarnstead. This is the town, Tarnstead.
Upon hearing all of this, I take my cloak of Elvenkind off and exit stealth.
Okay.
And I walk up to the older man, and I explained that just like he has very slight magical essence surrounding him, elves are a kind of being from Esperana from Aprana that have ties to nature and magical beliefs tied into their religion and their being themselves.
So, what element are you? Water, air, fire, like...
Being a wood elf as myself, I am proficient in the art of wind. I can use many wind skills. I can use Gust of Wind, which is just an extremely quick dash. It really just comes down to what species of elf you are.
Oh, okay, so you're just an air ganassi. Got it. I didn't know you guys were calling yourselves elves now. I'll keep it in mind. Can I help you? You guys aren't usually from this area.
I'm sorry. What did you just call me?
An air ganassi. That's what you are. You said you cast with wind. Yeah.
Would you mind explaining to us what a ganassi is?
I mean, it's what we are. We're, we have magic with the elements. I'm a water genasi myself. We live in the water. We work with the water. We are one with the water. I don't know why I'm explaining what we are to you. You just said you're an air genasi. Like, it's the same thing, just with water.
Okay. Would you be able to describe how you all live in peace? Do you guys have different tribes? Are you guys all do you guys live together? Can you explain a little bit about this? We're new to this, what I would like to say, world.
Uh, sure. I mean, this island is mostly just us water genasi here. We have lived on this island for, generations. It's one of our smaller islands. I know many of the others live around here, although, we don't go to the volcano island. You don't want to deal with those fire folks. We haven't seen many of your folks around here. You guys tend to live on the larger island, but we live in, Tarnstead. This is our town. On the island, or sorry, in the world, Vekins.
I'm sorry, what was the world called?
Vekins.
Do you know of anyone who might have an accurate map?
The person who is making the maps, they're not making maps right now. I think they closed their shop down since the storm, started coming.
Upon hearing all this information, I walk back to Lockery and Des and start explaining what I heard.
Did you say that since the storm came, has it not always been like this?
No, it hasn't. It is freezing here, isn't it? We have no
Yes.
idea where the snow came from.
And
It's been happening for the last month. It's crazy.
Was there anything that happened around that time that might have led to this?
No, I mean, like, our island, it's always been very warm, very tropical. We used to have, like, a bunch of trees and animals. It was literally a tropical island, and the worst storms we would see would usually be, like, rain. And then just for the last few weeks, it's just been nonstop snow. It's insane. We don't even know how to handle keeping up with it. We're not used to this type of weather. We've never seen, like, sure, there's maybe been snow once or twice, but not to this degree. And we've tried to send people out, try to figure out what's happening. We just have no idea where it came from or where it started. It's just the snow hasn't stopped, and anybody we've sent out to try to figure it out, they haven't come back. We haven't been able to hear from them, but it's killing our animals, it's killing our crops. We're barely surviving as it is. We can't even fish in the ocean. Believe it or not, the ocean is frozen. We have no idea what's going on.
Could you lead us to your chief or your leader? I do believe I might wish to have a word with him.
Yeah. We don't really have, I guess, a leader of the town. We just kind of all work together. But I can bring you inside the inn if you want to talk to some of the others.
Yes, please.
Yeah, and he'll, gesture you all inside of the inn. Mm-hmm. There's a few people inside. They have a fire going. They're doing their best to try to keep warm. And he brings you up to another person. If I can get them up here. As I said, there's a few commoners inside. I know I don't have a map for... There we go. There's a few commoners inside, and then one person that he brings up, and he's like, this is Ariel. She's the owner of the inn. She's been, helping us all survive. We all decided to hunker down inside of here to try to keep warm together, rather than trying to keep several fires warm around the town, since we're limited on resources right now.
Hello. How do you do?
She looks at you weirdly. She says, yeah, I'm doing well. We don't have more mouths to feed. I don't think I've seen you around the town. May I ask your name?
My name is Rosmila.
Rosmila, that's quite an unusual name. And she looks back at the rest of the party and just eyes you all oddly, a bit confused. She says, well, you're more than welcome, I guess, to stay in the inn if that's what you need. We are just kind of surviving right now. There's not much we have to offer as far as food goes, but you are welcome to stay warm inside of here if you would like. We're not charging for rooms or anything at the moment. We're just trying to get by with this snow.
The offer's very kind. Would you be able to answer some questions?
Sure, I'll do my best.
So, the snow, this gentleman was telling us that it's a rather recent occurrence. Do you happen to know when, when it might have started? Anything specific that happened?
Honestly, I'm just as confused as everybody else. It started about a month ago, and the snow just hasn't stopped. We sent out a few of our main hunters to try to fish, and we discovered that the ocean was frozen. Everything is frozen. All of the trees, all of our crops, everything is just covered in snow, and we have no idea where it started or where it came from. It just happened. As if overnight, this storm just came in.
I'm terribly sorry for your misfortune.
We appreciate it, but we're all just trying to work together to survive. As I said, if you need to stay here, you're more than welcome to.
All right. Should we have a conversation between the group? All right. I suppose I will turn to
upon. What can I do for you, Rosmila?
Do you think we should stay, or should we ask where we might find another town?
I actually think I have a better question. Hey,
Right.
Lockery, can I see that stone real quick?
No.
Can I ask why I can't see that stone?
I just have a weird feeling about this town.
Lockery, I do think it might be best to
Lockery.
let him see it.
Just for a bit.
All right, just
As
for a
soon as
bit.
I am done, I will give the stone right back. Taking the stone, I walk over to both the commoner and... Are they both commoners?
They're Ariel's the one who is the owner of the inn. There's several commoners in here. I just have one commoner to be at.
Okay. So I walk through the crowd of commoners right up to Ariel, and I present the stone. I ask, do you know anything about this? It's a very well-cut stone. It's a very well-maintained stone, and it seems to have some sort of links to magical traces. I believe that this stone is what has caused us to land in this foothold, and would like to see if you know anything about it.
May I hold the stone just to take a look at it?
As we are new to this town and we both do not fully trust each other, I will let you place a hand on top of the stone while it is in my hand, but I will keep hold of it.
That is absolutely fine. I just want to get a closer look. I'll see if I can figure out anything for you from it. And so she'll just, reach over and looking into your hand, try to take a look at the stone, kind of like not trying to push the boundaries, but flipping it over to get a better look and that kind of stuff, still leaving it within your hand. And then she'll lean back and say, well, I mean, I haven't seen anything like this before. We don't really use stones like this. I've never really seen any glow from what I can remember. This is quite odd. It's not magic that we're familiar with, if this is magic. But there is a sorcerer who left. Perhaps if you were able to find them, they may be able to tell you more about it. They left with the rest of the group to try to figure out what was going on. I know that they were traveling east towards the ocean. If you would like to go in that direction, that's the best I can give you. I'm afraid I don't know what's happened to them since they've left. They haven't returned.
Okay. Thank you very much for your info. Anything that we got from that was much appreciated, as we have no idea what this stone is, only that it glows when moving towards the east. Do you have any idea
Perhaps
what's in the
this is
east?
the ocean? I'm afraid that's all there really is. The town, you can follow the path out of the town down to the ocean. That is the way we would go down to fish, actually. We have several boats down there, though anymore they can't move. They're surrounded by ice. You can even walk onto it. It's so solid.
That sounds like a plan. But I bet everyone's tired, so we should probably just stay for a bit.
Is there any kind of music coming from inside the inn?
No. It's kind of depressing in there.
Oh, okay.
They're all kind of sad and cold.
I hand the stone back to Lockery. Here you go, Lockery. As I have said before, I was just going to use it for a second. And I make my way into the inn, leading the group into the inn, and make our way towards wherever we can sit in the inn.
Yeah, there's some empty tables inside of there, or there's like spacing on the floor. A lot of people are sitting around like the fire going in there. They're not like picky on you sitting table, floor, chair, whatever. They're just all trying to keep warm. You notice several like bedrolls inside of there. Everybody's basically living inside of there, so you can go wherever.
Okay.
Oh, wow.
How many
Absolutely
people
depressing.
are inside of this inn?
Right now probably like 20, 25.
2025? Okay. Yumino, I walk over to the fire and I take out one of my flasks of oil, noticing that the fire is a bit dim. I pour the oil onto it to brighten it up, and then I throw the remaining wood that I had in my inventory onto the fire, as well as the ball bearings. The entire the entire 960 that I have left, I pour onto the fire.
As you do, a child walks up to you and is just like, "Wow, are you a fire Ganassi?"
Oh, no, little one, I am just a wood elf.
What's that?
I do believe I was referred to as a wind ganassi.
That you made the fire bigger.
We can just call it magic.
Okay. And then he'll just walk away and sit back down again.
I approach Desmond. Desmond, it's very, very sad in here. Could you play some music?
I was actually thinking of the same thing. Gail, you have an instrument, I have an instrument. What do you say we, brighten this place up a little bit, you know?
It is almost as if you read my mind, good sir.
Would you guys like to make a performance check?
Yes.
Yes, I can indeed. Ooh, that is a 20.
Nice.
I have a 21.
21, nice. Yeah, you guys both start to begin to play, and you guys it's as if you have performed and known each other for a while. Your guys' playing is flawless. Everybody at the inn is just enjoying and fascinated by the music that you guys are playing. Some of the people get up to start dancing. Everybody's enjoying it.
Now, the only three combatants that aren't currently playing music are me, Lockery, and Rosmila, correct?
Correct.
Yes.
Hey, Lockery, do you suppose that, being as there's not really a lot of food in the town, that we should maybe go into the forest surrounding the area and see if we can find any sort of life?
I agree with you.
Alright, now being a wood elf, I am proficient in exploring the forest, so I take the lead and walk out of town into the forest. We'll just put him over here.
Would you guys like to make a survival check?
Yes, I can.
Are there any groups of children sitting about?
There's a
16.
few. They're all just kind of sitting together, hunkered together. Sorry, you said 16 and what?
11.
11. Combined.
Oh,
Yeah,
wait, hold on.
you
Let me
guys
read
are. Go ahead.
Let me read the thing. Natural Explorer, I have a favorited terrain type. My proficiency bonus is doubled for proficient skills you make in intellect and wisdom check related to it while traveling for 1 hour or more in your chosen terrain. Difficult terrain doesn't slow your group's travel. Your group can't become lost except for magical means. You remain alert to danger even when you are engaged in another activity. You can move stealthily at a normal pace while alone. You find twice as much food for foraging, and while attacking creatures, you learn the exact number, sizes, and how long they have passed through the area.
Okay. In that case, yeah, you are together. You guys are able to gather surprisingly a lot more food than what you would have expected to grab. You have tons to bring back to the inn because you're not able to get lost. You're easily able to find your way back. It doesn't look like there's any monster tracks or anything like that in the area. Perhaps a few like animals, but nothing dangerous.
Okay. On our way back from foraging, I noticed that some of the trees resemble that of a pine or a spruce from our old world. And I pull my dagger out and I stab fairly deeply into one of the tree trunks, or at least attempt to stab into the frozen tree trunk.
I assume you're trying to get sap?
Yes.
Let's see if there's sap.
I would roll a survival, right?
I'm rolling to see. There, you stab it into the tree, and there is no sap.
There is no sap. Okay. So in that case, we head back to the inn and we show off all of the foraged food that we have gathered.
Okay. As you guys are out foraging, though, Rosemilla, you said you were looking for children?
Yes. As a gesture of goodwill, I take out my bag of candies and I walk up to them and ask them, "Would you like some candies? The sweets?" I take one out and I take a bite of it just to show them that it's safe.
Easily all of the children love you. They're like, yes, I'll take some. We haven't had a sugar in a long time. We haven't been able to get any. And they are eagerly going to eat as many sweets as you give them.
Okay, I will sit down next to them, sharing my sweets, listening to the sounds of the music.
Okay.
When me and Desmond finish with the first song, I turn to them and say, I must say, the symphonies you concoct are quite marvelous.
Ah, indeed, it is no secret. I've actually seen this musical compositions from a strange book that I picked up. It's called The Book of Maymays? It's spelled Memes, so I have no idea. There's just a few musical compositions in it, and I've just deciphered it in my lifelong dream.
I do not mean to intrude, but is there a potential of me having a look at that book?
Oh, why certainly. It is pretty old already, so be careful with turning the pages.
Oh, of course, I wouldn't dare desecrate something so sacred.
I appreciate the respect. Desmond carefully hands over the Book of Memes to Gale for him to inspect.
I have to... Okay, I look through it.
I don't know what he would find in it since that is one that you created, so go ahead and describe perhaps what he's seeing inside.
There is a certain section where there are pages, there are musical compositions of mostly guitar riffs that Desmond has learned throughout his years. There's also a section for flute, which he hasn't gotten into yet. He hasn't practiced it yet, so as of this moment, he's still pretty much garbage with flute.
While the group is discussing the songs that our lovely bard has decided to play for the group and for the entire inn, I decide to walk around the inn and find any sketchy or individual that would look like they were part of a thieves guild or something along the lines.
Go ahead and make a, I would say, an investigation check or an insight check. Let's say insight.
I got a 13.
Looking around, it seems like everybody in here is just honest people, honest, like, families. The only person who looks like maybe they could be something would be the person that you spoke to before, Beck, the Ganassi you first spoke to. He's the only one that seems like maybe something, but you're assuming he's just a hunter from the looks of it, not anything really that suspicious.
Okay. Upon learning that Beck is the only relevant person in my search, I go up to Beck and I use Thieves' Cant, which, do you want me to read off that description real quick?
Sure.
So Thieves' Cant. I've learned Thieves' Cant, a secret mix of dialect, jargon, and code that allows you to hide messages in seemingly normal conversation. It takes 4 times as long to convey a message than it does to speak the same ID plainly. Along talking to Beck, I ask him in Thieves' Cant if there is anything suspicious or going on in the town that isn't blatantly able to be spotted from just the outside viewpoint.
He will kind of chuckle and then just say, no, there's nothing, nobody's caused any issues since the snows came. It's, oddly enough, nothing seems suspicious. It's just the snow came and we're just trying to survive.
Upon learning this, I go back to the group and I don't say anything about what just happened.
Okay.
So as I'm looking through this book, you can see Gale's eyes widen and with excitement, and as he's flipping through his pages, he kind of picks up the pace he's looking through, and he's like, oh wow, this is wondrous. This is bloody Brit. Oh, this is I really do appreciate you showing this to me. Thank you.
Oh, very much so. No worries. I actually am in a mission to spread the good word of this book of Maymays, as I would like to call it. But that is why I became a bard, because I found this book when I was a child. And for some unknown reason, I don't know who published it. Looks like it just came out of nowhere. So I studied the book, wasted 4 years of lore college learning Primordial, only to find out that it actually isn't Primordial. I only looked at the musical pages on there, and then that's the music I've learned from it. Very wonderful. And I plan to spread the word of this book.
Well, I would say not to worry about it, because I will be more than happy to help you with your endeavors.
Ah, partners in crime, I see. Put him here. Desmond extends his hand.
And Gale is a bit hesitant at first, but the love of music takes over, and he goes in for it.
Ah, beautiful. Yes. We'll start the band, but we have other things to worry about for now.
Oh yes. That is for a later date.
Yes.
While Desmond and Gale are discussing their musical prowess and creating a band in the near future, I ask Lockery what we should do with the rations that we have gotten from the forest. If we should cook them up and feed the 20-something civilians inside the inn, or if we should store them for ourselves for the travels.
I would say I feel like we should split the rations that we have found and try and keep half of it for us, and then try to divvy it out to the townspeople.
Okay, that sounds like a very solid plan. Audio, how much exactly did we find?
I would say with you guys cooking up, half of it goes to them, half of it goes to you guys. You'll have probably gotten, I'll say like, for easy dividing 60, we'll say rations. So you guys can hold on to 30 of those, and 30 of those you give to the town.
Okay. So there's 5 of us here. I say that we each take 5 daily rations. That way there's 25 that's given up, and then we have... Oh, no, we each take 6. I'm smart. We each take 6 rations. We add 6 rations to our inventory.
So that's
Yep.
6 rations, yeah?
I'm glad you guys got food.
Can you guys tell me how to spell that?
Which one? Rations?
Yeah.
R-A-T... I'm not the person who should say this. R-A-T-I-O-N-S? I don't know.
RATIONS.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's correct.
I can't spell.
Now, are these are particularly 1-day rations, right?
Yes. Yeah, 1-day rations.
Okay.
So you guys are all in the town. Nothing really is going on. They're literally just hunkered down, surviving. Are you guys going to stay in the inn with the others for the night? It is still, like, I would say it's probably midday right now. Are you going to stay for the rest of the evening, or...
What do you guys say we do? We did just have a long day travel, and we're in unfamiliar territory. It wouldn't be too bad of an idea to rest up and get all of our strength back before the next day.
I would very much like to stay in the warmth.
I think that settles it then. I think we stay here for the evening, doing whatever we can to ease the mind of the townsfolks and ourselves.
Okay.
I will bring my music.
So yeah, you guys are easily able to spend the rest of the evening sort of meeting with the people, getting to know them a bit better, and about the town. You're playing music. They're asking you for songs that you don't know, so you play something else instead. And just overall getting to know them well. Nothing crazy happens. They tell you that there's not really any like monsters or anything to look out for. And they are keeping a watch on the town to keep everybody safe, but for the most part, since the snow came, it's not really been an issue. They do tell you about the history of the town. It has been here for quite some time. It's one of a few different islands that are all in a group together. Each island has its own major city on it. This is the major city of this particular island. And yeah, you guys are all able to take a long rest. I don't think anybody's taken any damage or anything either way, but you are able to take a long rest. Now, before I continue from here, I know that we started late, but I know that we also said that we would end technically 30 minutes ago. So I want to ask before we continue, would you guys like to continue, or do you want to end the session here for today?
I would say we could end the night here.
I think,
Seems
I
like
think
a
we
we're
could
in a
end
good
the night
spot.
here.
Point to end?
Wait, end or no end?
Yes.
Yes, end.
Yeah.
Yes, end? Okay. I just wanted to make sure. So yeah, you guys are able to settle then in for the night, and we will take off in the morning next time from there.
I would like to do one more thing before we close off the session.
Okay?
I have a skill. It's called... The skill is called... Oh, I gotta find it again. I've got spellcasting, so I can cast spells that are known to rangers up to my level. There is a spell that I know called Good Berry, where up to 10 berries appear in my hand and are infused with magic for the duration that they are in existence. A creature or human, i.e., can use its action to eat 1 berry. Eating a berry restores 1 hit point, and the berry provides enough nourishment to sustain for 1 day. They lose their potency if they haven't been consumed within 24 hours of the spell. So, that being said, I would like to cast Good Berry and produce 5 berries in my hand, 1 for each member of the crew, to sustain their daily nourishment so we don't have to use the rations that we just foraged for today.
Okay. Yeah,
Useful.
you can easily do that. Pass that on to the others. Everybody can eat a good berry.
Yes, so I
You guys
passed
are all
one on to
full,
Lucky,
satisfied.
etc.
And you guys are all in a world that you don't know where you are, but at the very least, you're warm.
Warm and full.
Warm and full, that's all you need. Yeah, that's where we will end the session then for today.
Awesome. I
So-
think that was a pretty good session for today.
Right?
No
Oh, that was a
joke.
pretty
I've
decent
literally
start.
been holding one of the.
Ultimates.
No joke. I've been literally holding one of the geodes I have on my desk in my hand.